you're a professional?
Are you?
That's it, Clark. Show him who's boss.
Oh, we're all in this together.
What's going on, Griswold gang? Welcome back to another video on the Clark Griswold YouTube channel. I am Mr. Clark Griswold, and thank you guys for being here for this video today. If you are new to the channel or new to the Strat, then welcome to you guys. We are about to change the way that you guys trade in the stock market. If you haven't done so yet, go down below, click that subscribe button, and hit that bell. That's the important part. That bell gives you the notifications for when I send out daily videos just like this one. Hey, this is our watch list for Thursday, June 23rd. I send out these videos for you guys every day. I send out top 5 videos every day. I send out weekly swings every week, monthly swings every month. I've got a quarterly video coming up at the end of June. Okay, I've got over 200 learning tool videos for you guys. What the candlestick numbers mean, entries and exits, Sarah Strat Sniper's 50% rule, how to trade inside bars, double inside bars, outside bars, 3-1 setups, okay, 2-2 reversals. I go through all of that stuff for you guys. You can go check out all the playlists. I've got a beginners playlist, I've got a learning tools playlist, I've got a spy playlist, so go check that stuff out. You can also follow me on Twitter at Mr. Clark Griswold. Follow me there, DM me there. Ask your questions. If you need answers, ask them. Don't feel dumb. Don't feel silly. Ask them. I will answer the questions for you, okay? I'm here to help you guys. Now, I love making these videos for you guys. I thoroughly enjoy it, actually. It does take a lot of time, but I do enjoy it. In saying that, I want to keep this stuff free for you guys always, okay? I don't want you guys ever to have to pay for this stuff, okay? You shouldn't have to pay for this stuff. It should always be free. So in order to do that, and keep the money in your pocket, I'm just asking you guys to please watch those little 15-second ads that pop up. If they pop up, watch them and let those advertisers pay for your guys' education, okay? This stuff should always be free. You shouldn't have to pay for it. So let's get started on this watch list. Actually, before we get started, I'm going to leave this indicator up here for you guys. So if you go into your indicator tab, you can type in, it's the Strat, the Strat, all one word, Teach V2, and it's by Ngami, or Ngami 7. Okay, and that's what I've got on here right now. So it gives you these 2 down. It'll tell you what a 2 down is. It'll give you an inside bar. It'll tell you if it's a 3 bar or these ones are telling me it's a 2 up. Okay, so it gives you all that information. Plus it gives you this little indicator down here with your day, telling you if it's green, red, up or down currently, and if there's an actionable signal, okay? So you can use that, or you can use just these ones here that I use. And I don't even use these. I keep them up for your guys' benefit. But this one's, what is this? Candle. I do this every video. I should know what it is. Candle type the Strat. And then this is the indicator I use. Day, week, month, quarterly, yearly, with the arrows up or down. This one is Time Frame Continuity by Board Rider B. Okay, so those are those indicators. Let's get started on this thing. So AR, I don't usually play this because the spreads are not great on it between the bid and the ask on options, but you guys can play this on common shares. So what we had was a 1, which is an inside bar, 2 down. We're looking for a 2 up. It's called a 1-2-2 Rev Strat, and that's what you can see here, a reversal, 1-2-2 reversal. It's called a Rev Strat, okay? So in order to get this week to green, this is where we would have to hit, okay? So we can trigger here, and by the time we hit our first target, the day and the week should both be green, but our trigger is 34.12 to take calls on AR. Okay, IWM has a 2 down green. We can look for calls on this at 169.25. The week is currently red, but once we pass this spot right here, that will change the week to green. So again, we can take calls on this one, or you can take common shares on it at 169.25, and then our first target. And actually the thing is with this, the Strat V2 indicator, it gives you a trigger, and I'm guessing this red line is what they're telling you to be your stop loss. For me, that's not what I use as the stop loss, just because on options you'd get killed if you waited for it to hit there. So, but anyways, it gives you your targets. BAC has a 2 down green, so we're going to look for a 2 down, 2 up reversal. We can take calls at 32.92, and again, if we hit that trigger, our week is going to flip to green, and this little green dotted line already gives you your first target. And then you guys can go ahead and mark out the rest of them. There's one right there, and this is probably going to show up yellow. So let's do that. We'll mark it. There it is as yellow. We'll turn it to green. And there's your second target on this play for Bank of America. PayPal is up next. PYPL has a 2 down green. Again, if we trigger on the daily, this week is going to turn green as well. So we're looking for a 2 down, 2 up reversal. We can take calls on this one at 74.59, and then our first target is marked here. Okay. MS is Morgan Stanley. Morgan Stanley, 2 down green. We're looking for a 2 down, 2 up reversal. We can take calls at 74.87, and the first target is even marked out right there for you guys. And again, if we trigger right there before we hit first targets, the week will flip to green. Okay, AMD usually has really great premium costs, and the spread between the bid and the ask are really great. So on AMD, so this is telling me we've got no actionable signal, but we do. So this is a 2 up that finished red. Okay, so I'm looking for this to come back to the downside. 2 up red. We can take puts on this one at $83.28, and you can see here the day, the week, month, quarterly, and yearly are all red on AMD. So this is for me, this is a highly probable trade. And then we just mark our first targets at this red dotted line. There's target 1, and then your target 2 is already marked out right there. Okay. AMD. So that next up, is BA. That's Boeing. Boeing had a 2 down that finished green. So this is our trigger for Boeing. We'll see if we can read this line right here. If we go to the weekly, that's our trigger for the weekly, okay, to go 2 up. We'll see if we can re-trigger that tomorrow and go put this day, week, and month all into force tomorrow. So we can take the trigger at 138.96, and our first target is this dotted green line right here at, I wish we would mark it out on the side, 140.96, okay? So that's on Boeing. And I should mention Boeing does not usually have great spreads either, and I think the premiums are a little bit higher for those of you with small accounts. Okay, next up is DocuSign. DocuSign had a 2 down green. The day and the week are both green, so we were going to look for a 2 up here. This first target is minimal. There's nothing really there. And then the next target, you can take the bottom of this wick to fill this gap. And then the next target after that goes to the top. Okay, and that's on DocuSign, calls at 63.38. Etsy, ETSY. Etsy has a 2 down green. Day and the week are green. Let's look for calls at 75.29. First target right here at 76. Is it 76 bucks? 75.89. I don't like how it doesn't show that on the side. I'm sure there's a way to get it. I'm not messing around with it on this video. So 75.88 is our first target on this 2 down, 2 up reversal that we're looking for. Okay, Moderna, MRNA. Moderna has a outside bar, the day and the week are green. Again, I don't usually put these in here. We have triggered on the weekly already. And my outside bars are usually white, and that one's not white. What is going on? Anyways, calls at 139.90 off of this inside bar for Moderna, and 126.49 to the downside off of this outside bar for Moderna. I don't usually put outside bars on here. I just, for whatever reason, I just have a feeling about Moderna, so I put this outside bar on here for that. Okay. Adobe ADBE. Adobe has a inside bar. Okay, so let's talk about inside bars for a second. When I started becoming profitable trading options, it was because I started trading inside bars. Okay, so an inside bar does not break the high or the low of the previous candle. I know this one looks like it does. If I hover over this candle and you look at the top of the screen, you can see those green numbers with the OHLC. So the high is 372.80, and then the high here is 372.55 on this inside bar. So this is an inside bar. The first targets are very minimal to the upside. The day and the week are currently green. So as I was saying before, I became profitable trading these inside bars because realistically an inside bar shows consolidation in a stock, and it's a tightening range, and it stays within the range of the previous candle. So it's getting tighter, tighter, tighter. And if you can imagine a spring getting compressed and compacted and then letting it go, it shoots one way or the other, and that's what happens with the inside bars. Okay, and you can go back on most inside bars to see what I'm talking about. This one here wasn't great, and this one here looks like it turned into an outside bar, but here we had a nice break up. Here we had a nice break down off of this inside bar. Here's another inside bar that went outside bar, or a 3 bar. Here's one that had a really nice run down. This one was a so-so run down. We didn't hit targets. This one ran up for 1, 2, 3 straight days. So it's not a foolproof plan, and it doesn't work 100% of the time. But probabilities tell us that inside bars are a profitable strategy is not the right word I'm looking for. Setup. So we're looking at a 2-1-2 reversal, either to the upside, either 2-1-2 continuation or 2-1-2 reversal is what we're looking for on Adobe. Okay, AFRM had a 2 down green. So on AFRM, we can look for calls at 20.04. The day and the week are both green on this one, on AFRM. BIDU has a 2 up red and you can call this a shooter candle. So it even tells you right here, or a shooting star, okay? It's a bearish 2 up candle where the top wick is 3x longer than the body and bottom wick is smaller than the body. Okay, so basically what it's saying is we just have this body at the bottom with this big long wick. It looks like a putter or a hockey stick kind of thing. And we can call it an inverse hammer or a shooter or a shooting star like you see up there. So it is a bearish signal. The day and the week are currently red. So we can look for puts on this one at 142.56 with first targets at the bottom of the preceding wick on BIDU. Next up is GameStop. GME has an inside bar. GME calls at 144.73. Puts at 136.43, and if we go to the month, it looks like we are looking to trigger on the monthly to go two up on the month if we haven't already. I'm gonna see what this is. It might be looking for an outside bar on the month for GME. Anyways, calls at 144.73, puts at 136.43 on GME off of this inside bar. IBM also has an inside bar. We could take calls at 138.18, puts at 136.03. Here's an inside bar example where we broke the trigger and went through 2 targets. We go back and find another one. There's a bunch of them here, okay? So inside bar, break to the upside. Inside bar, break to the upside. Inside bar, big break to the upside. Inside bar, we break to the downside. Okay, so probabilities, again, tell us that these things work out more often than not, okay? And that's why I really like trading them. These and 3-1 setups as well. Okay, so that's IBM. Next up is Lucid. Lucid, I know, has cheap premiums, and the spread between the bid and the ask are great. So if you guys are looking for a top 5, Lucid's probably going to be on there partially because of that. So inside bar on Lucid, the day and the week are green, which is what I like to see on a day trade, that those two items are in the same direction, and then everything else is just a bonus and shows us more confidence that trade is more probable of working out. There's a higher probability of working out. So off of this Lucid inside bar, we can take calls at 1858, first targets, top of the wick, puts at 1748, and targets at the bottom of the wick of the preceding candle at 1714. Pins is up next. Pins has a 2 down that finished green. The day and the week are green. We can look for calls at 1924, and your first 2 targets are marked on here for you guys already on Pinterest. TWTR is Twitter. It's a 2 up red candle. So 2 up that finished red tells me that probabilities are that this is likely to come down tomorrow. We can take puts on this one at 38.39 and really good magnitude or distance to hit targets. We're looking at just under $1 on $38. So that is a good profit range there on an option play for Twitter. KR is Kroger. Kroger has a double inside bar, and this is the last one we're going to go over before the end of the video, and I'm just stay tuned because I'm going to talk about a little bit of a few other things here. But a double inside bar. So I like inside bars anyways, and when we get double inside bars, they're a very rare pattern, and you don't find them very often. If we had to go and try and look back in time, the last time Kroger, however you want to say it, had a double inside bar, I don't even know if you'd find one. Is that one there? I think I found one right here. Okay, in August of last year. So almost a year ago was the last time we had double inside bars. And inside bars in themselves aren't rare, but when you get 2 of them together, it's a very rare pattern. The 3-1 is not as rare, but it's also just as powerful to play. It's a nice setup. So this double inside bar, the last time we had it, went through 1 target and a little bit more, okay? So it was an okay gain. And again, these aren't foolproof plans, okay? They don't always work, but we're basing our trades off of probabilities, we're basing our plays off of triggers, and we're basing our plays off of targets. None of which you guys have to try and draw lines for. There's no bear flag, bull flag. I got to draw my lines here, there, or everywhere. The candlesticks tell you where to buy in, and we've gone through that on every single play. The candlesticks show us our triggers, and the candlesticks show us our targets, and it's that simple, guys. And I say this all the time: when you simplify your charts and you simplify your trading becomes simplified, and that's our goal, is to make this stuff as easy and as boring as possible. It should just be like clockwork, and it should be boring, and you should just be in and out, and it's over and over and over, and it's repetitiveness. And once you get to that stage, you will become very profitable if you can do that, if you can manage risk, if you can have consistent trades, and your stop losses and your losses are consistently small, okay? I know it's a lot, sounds like a lot, but it's really not once you start getting into this stuff, okay? It's very, very quite simple to trade with the Strat. So back to this inside bar. I'm just going to zoom in here for you. I don't have any lines drawn. Let's draw them now. get rid of these. So let's do trigger 1. I'm going to turn this to yellow. To the downside for puts at $47 and looks like 29 cents. And then for a trigger to the high side, we take the top of this wick and it's $48.51. For us to put in our first targets, there is our first target to the downside at $45.92. And our first target to the upside is very, very minimal. So I would be cautious of that. Just 14 cents higher than our trigger. So just be cognizant of that if you're trading KR. Guys, I want to thank you guys for subscribing and following along. And, you know, as a token of my appreciation, we'll see what happens at the end of this month. But I want to be able to give something back to you guys. And I'll probably do a poll to see how you guys want to do this. And it's either, you know, I'll give, if it's 25 bucks or 50 bucks or 100 bucks or send two people 25 bucks or 4 people 25 bucks. I don't know how we're going to do it. But I want to give something back to you guys in some way or form for showing my appreciation and my thanks for you guys tuning into the videos every night and watching them, and all the comments that I get about how everything's changing for you guys, and you guys are finally becoming profitable, and you're winning trades all the time and consistently, and I love to read those, and it makes me very happy to see that, and that I am changing your lives, and I am able to help you guys out. But I also want to thank Rob Smith and Sarah Strat Sniper and Cyberdog, because his YouTube video was one of the first ones I watched that really helped me understand the strat really well. He walks through with a PowerPoint, but all of those guys, thank you to you guys, because I wouldn't be here without you either, as well as you guys watching right now. So thank you guys. Enjoy your trading on Thursday. Stay tuned for the top 5. Make sure you guys are watching it. Follow along on Twitter, subscribe down below, watch those ads, and we will see you on the next one, guys. Bye-bye.